Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On today's Duel Review, it's Brotherhood of the Wolf. I'm RJ.
And I'm Nick.
Let's get to it.
Welcome to Tuesday, August 16th, where we are going to be talking about the French film Brotherhood of the Wolf. Came out in 2001? 2001. RJ, why don't you tell us more about it?
Yeah, Brotherhood of the Wolf is one of those that I remember the ad campaign for. It kind of sucked me in. I had a short run ad campaign, and it was just one of, hey, I want to check that out. And I don't think I did until it came to Blockbuster or whatever it was, back in the day when we didn't have Netflix. And Blockbuster was the place you go to watch movies after the theater.
After the theater.
Anyway, and I really enjoyed it as far as, it's very stylistic. It's got some martial arts in there. It's got an interesting story, although the acting, we'll just start off right away. It's a French film, like you said, and I'm not the hugest on subtitles. This one's not done in subtitles. It's got an American voiceover kind of default on the DVD that I got. And I almost would have preferred subtitles in this one.
Really?
Because I think the American voice acting, it's actually done, a lot of the actors that did the roles actually do, reprise in American, in English. But I think that there's enough in the French delivery that kind of gets lost in translation. I just felt... It felt like the vibe of the dialogue and the vibe of the scene was a little bit different.
Well, this is actually really interesting because you're the type of person who doesn't like subtitles because then it keeps you from watching the actual scene and the art of the scene.
Right.
So that's very interesting to know.
Yeah, and this, I don't think there's a whole lot of dialogue during the action scenes.
Right.
And so that wouldn't necessarily be a problem. But yeah, it is interesting to me too. Because I usually do, by and large, even if the voice acting is a little bit off, I still prefer it just because I really want to appreciate the visuals without interruption. But this one, I think there might have been a translation thing, because I think in French, I think things would have probably been a little bit wittier in certain parts, maybe a little more poignant, but maybe not. Maybe it feels a little theatrical, but the good parts of the movie, and the reason I wanted to bring it to your attention is it's really one of the pioneers of hyper real, like the textures and the colors. Everything's very gritty and very green or red, or it's just very stylized in that way. They do a lot of ramping up and ramping down. One of the first, especially for foreign films, to do that, where
ramping up,
where it's like you have a kind of a regular motion and then it goes slow and then back to fast like that, So like ramping up and down. So
by the way, I felt that
breeze. And then it's slow motion and then like that. It's
felt that breeze.
That jumping back and forth between fast and slow motion.
I didn't know that. Ramping up and ramping down.
Yeah, ramp up, ramp down. So 300 and movies like that really, I think, took from this sort of movie, whether they watched this or not. Brotherhood of the Wolf has an interesting story, I think. It's basically about a terror in a village. There's this, a mythical creature that shows up that the villagers are complaining about, and people go missing. They're murdered and killed, and it's this big wolfy thing. I mean, that's kind of what they say is just a big wolf.
Yeah, big wolfy thing. No, that's what they actually said in the movie. Wolfy thing.
But they said it in French, so
it was woofy.
Woofy thing.
And now we just lost all of our French viewers.
Yeah, well. Anyway, so they call in basically this village. It's got the archbishop or whatever that helps run the town, and they call in, or they make a call to the king, and the king sends his taxidermist.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
He's a hunter taxidermist.
Right.
Basically, they want to catch this thing and display it.
Right.
If it's real, and if it's not real, most of the people are kind of poo-pooing it, like, oh, it's not real. So he comes out with his friend, which is a Native American.
Now, is the taxidermist? I understood that the taxidermist was an American. That's what I gathered.
I'm not sure about that. I don't remember that, but I know he spent time in the Americas. That's where he found Manny, which is his Native American
Chinese friend.
The guy who played Manny we just found out is actually the guy from the new take on the Iron Chef, the
Right.
American Iron Chef.
Right. So the
He's
chairman.
Yeah, he's the chairman. So
Oh, and if you don't watch the Iron Chef, I specifically like the Japanese one. But if was it Japanese or Chinese?
no, Japanese.
Yeah. So I really like the Japanese. The American one's nice. I love Alton Brown there.
Yeah,
You know, he's
yeah.
just his commentary is great.
If you don't know what we're talking about, don't worry about it. But yeah,
Iron
you
Chef
can
is pretty
check
fun.
out Food Network.
I
We
like
like the Food Network.
Iron
every once
Chef.
in a while.
We like food.
Anyway, it was funny to see. You know, he had this movie role and he did a really good job.
Right.
I think he was the star of the show. Honestly.
Yeah, I think
Until-
yeah, he definitely outplayed a lot of the other
until
characters.
he was no longer in the movie. But he kind of got removed in the movie.
Right.
You know,
Unfortunately.
Anyway,
But yeah, no, I loved his. What I didn't like was that they kind of threw in so many cultures. Like again, I thought that the taxidermist was an American who worked for the French. I thought then you have the Manny, the Native American who knew some Chinese kung fu styles. Now I don't know if they specifically say that it was Chinese, but it definitely had the feel of Chinese martial arts.
yeah.
So
Did. You know, there's the band of thieves. You know, they would
Right.
never know
right,
martial arts, so it's definitely one of those things that
you have to
it's a stylized movie. So
Right.
it's not. It doesn't.
suspend disbelief for just a
Yeah,
little bit.
it doesn't make sense in the genre or in the in the history,
Right.
but or in the period. But all these little things come together in interesting ways. I think there's the main villain. Is portrayed very well.
Yes.
I forget his name, but
He reminds me of Loki from Thor.
yeah, a little bit. And you're not sure what his deal is
Right.
for most of the movie, and yeah, I guess we shouldn't really say anything more than that because we
I
don't
think
want to spoil
it's
anything.
giving away too much.
But there's like a little bit of a love story in there, and there's Monica Bellucci, which a lot of people like. She has a good role in there. She's the woman of experience.
I don't follow.
You don't know Monica Bellucci?
No, actually, I don't.
Oh, okay.
But I
Anyway.
don't know what you meant by woman of experience. I don't know. What does that mean?
Wink. Okay, so anyway,
What's a wink?
uh,
Oh.
Anyway.
All
so
right.
it's one of those movies that
Wink. All right.
when I watch it again, it doesn't hold up quite as well. I remember being like, "Wow, this is really fun and entertaining." First time I saw it, and the second time, now it's kind of feels like it's been done. But that's the thing, is it was one of the first to do it.
Right.
I thought it predated Matrix, but apparently not.
No.
By a couple of years, Matrix was out first.
99. This came out in 2001.
But it has that kind of feel of, let's reinvent some things, and I think it worked fairly well. It definitely plays with format, especially the beginning. It's just not a normal movie at the beginning.
Right.
There's a lot of weird cuts and ramping up and ramping down, like I said, and
Yeah.
stylized, things. And it reminds me of Domino. If anybody's seen Domino,
Oh, that was based off of the comic, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that movie is horrible. I hate that movie because it's so fast and MTV. It's just very.
I like that descriptive word. It's so MTV.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
so sporadic and
Yeah,
it doesn't
it
make any
wasn't-
sense. It doesn't spend any time on anything.
Right, like.
But it reminds me of that, just kind of the way it should be done, not
I see.
Domino's way.
Now, I had some issues with the movie. Don't get me wrong, I love, Chinese martial arts, but
It wasn't really that.
it definitely had that feel, and everyone knew it. It just, what I don't like, let me say that differently. What I was expecting was that the Native American knew how to fight like a Native American and displayed Native American fighting tactics. And I think that would have been a lot more interesting than, no offense to the Chinese martial arts, but I think that would have been a lot more interesting.
Well, it would have brought in another dynamic for sure. It's like a ballet. I mean, it's a French film. It's a foreign film. It's just orchestrated. And so the realism is not there. It's more of it's a ballet. It's a showpiece. It's not, so you're wanting something that it would have never been, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So anyway, if you're interested, take a look. Maybe you watch some clips. If you're interested, then watch the whole thing. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I definitely think you should watch it too. If you can Netflix or Redbox or rent it or however you want to get to it. I would watch it. It's kind of slow in the beginning, except for the fight scene, and then it kind of speeds up, and then it gets slow, and then you're like, I kind of saw that coming, and then it was like, wait,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. Once you fart.
Once you
Once you start figuring things out, it
Right.
definitely goes a lot better.
But yeah, I would watch it because I did enjoy it. I just had to really force myself to look beyond the ballet of it.
All right, that's it.
All right.
See you later.
Bye. Oh, that was me. Yes. Right there. You see it? Wait.
Good job.
Right there.
That's a good job.
It's me. That right there is me.
That's me. Right over you. You're dead.
Mine just went limp. You see that?
You love your victory because you're dead.
What? You love your victory.
I'm saying enjoy your victory while you're dead. On our next focal point, the Transformer movie.
So we have like
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I actually mean to hit you.
my hair, man.
Oh, I messed up here. I'm sorry.
My mohawk.
So you can't do this?
Yeah. Look at what he did.
Right in that region. By the ducktail.
I have a ducktail?
Kind of.
Let's get dangerous. DuckTales.
Doesn't sound like a duck at all, but
Doesn't. I don't know what that does. Like a
my
mutant
duck.
duck.
Yeah, really fat duck. Right. I said you.
Me? How did I screw
I'm
up?
just joking.
I didn't screw up. That's all the meat I ate. I do screw up all the time. I'm a big screw up. That's why my dad kicked me out of the state.
Not a blooper. That's just sad. Okay.
Sorry, Dad. That was a joke.
Never see it.
Hey, well, you should definitely put that on.
No. Okay.
That was great. Okay.